Hello friends and welcome back to Vlogmas day 12. Oh my goodness. Today's video is not the video I had anticipated making. Not even the second or third video I had truly intended to upload today. However, this is real life. In today's video, we are going to talk about how to modify recipes. If you have SIBO gut issues, if you are doing any kind of a low FODMAP diet, if you have done an elimination diet and you've just realized that there are foods that you're eating that are making your stomach feel sick and so you want to learn how to modify recipes, that's what we're doing in today's video. So if this is content that you guys like to see, don't forget to like and subscribe. And let's jump right into this video. All right, first things first, I'm gonna put you down so I'm not like wobbling you around. And we're gonna do a quick little check-in because we just need to do a quick little check-in. So hang tight. Let me see if I can set you up here. All right, you guys. I've got my cup of tea in my cute little mug. I'm a peppermint tea or jam and lemon ginger. Those are my two favorite teas. Oh, and echinacea. I've been digging echinacea lately. Okay, but let's do a quick little check-in because I have seriously filmed this intro for this video. This is the fourth time I have filmed this very intro. And I had lots of different plans of what I wanted to do for this video today. And honestly, every single time I went to film the video, or start the video or create part of the video because I had this really epic idea to do a fun holly jolly HIIT workout together, and you know, then Liv needed all the attention, and then honestly my body, chronic illness life, my body just keeps crashing at the end of the night. And now I know my hormones are a little bit off right now, just like at the part of my cycle that I'm in. My inflammation levels are a lot higher right now. And honestly, my body is so tired right now. I can't even force myself to make cookies. Like I'm supposed to be handing out cookie plates. Like that was part of one of the videos we were gonna do. We were gonna make cookies and pass out cookies together and like spread holiday cheer. And I've got half of the cookies made and I just cannot get off the couch with my cup of tea and my cozy blanket. Okay, so this is just real life. So I was going to like try to put on like a really happy face and try to like G myself up to do a workout, and I cannot do it, you guys. I'm sorry, but this is real life. This is living with psoriatic arthritis, and today is a day like I have to film because I have to get a video up, and this is it. This is as much energy as I have for you guys. I hope that you find this video helpful. This video was actually prompted because we've actually been trying a lot of new recipes recently, and I had made my green bean casserole for our Friendsgiving, and it was so delicious. And we were at the grocery store. I was at the grocery store with Liv, and Liv was like, ooh, green beans. And I was like, dude, I love this green bean casserole recipe. Why do we only eat it once a year? It's healthy, it's delicious, everybody loves it. Like, let's just do it as a side. So as I was starting to make dinner last night, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna film this because I've had several people reach out to me on YouTube videos, on Instagram DMs. Like, people have asked me for how to modify recipes. My husband and I have been modifying recipes for years and years, and just especially with SIBO gut issues and honestly just having psoriatic arthritis, like I eat in a paleo-based manner, and so I don't eat gluten, I don't do dairy, I do like a little bit of dairy sometimes, but not right now because I'm doing the low FODMAP SIBO diet. So yeah, so I'm gonna show you guys how I take this already healthy recipe. So I'm going to put the recipe, I'll put it over here because the Christmas tree is really pretty, so what if we do? So I'm gonna put the recipe over here for you guys. I'm gonna overlay the video of what I filmed last night of me actually cooking the recipe. But I just wanted to talk you guys through, when I look at a recipe, what my thought process is, okay? So for this particular recipe, let me just take a sip and then I'm actually gonna pull up the recipe. So I'm not trying to be rude, but I gotta look at the recipe here with you. So first of all, this recipe is already gluten-free, dairy-free, and refined sugar-free. I don't know why there would be sugar in this. But that is a recipe that's so much easier for me to modify because I'm not trying to swap out milk and those kinds of things. So when I'm looking for recipes for me, I try to find things that are gluten-free, dairy-free, and refined sugar-free. That's my goal. And one of the websites that I absolutely love is theroastedroot.net. I talk about her all the time. I follow her on Instagram. She's lovely and she just has really delicious recipes. So let's just quickly look at this recipe together and I'm gonna like talk you through my thought process, okay? So I always start with ingredients and I try to see, one, how many things do I have to omit? So as somebody who has SIBO gut issues, I take out garlic and onion immediately out of any recipe, but I'm gonna give you ideas of how to add those flavors back into your recipes, but just no garlic and no onion. I just automatically cut those out. So if there's any ingredient, like if there's cheese or milk, like look at those things. If you know that those things trigger your stomach or make you gassy, bloated, give you cramping, just omit those. Just take them out and see, like, is the recipe still good if you take those ingredients out? If you're looking at some like casserole, some of them are just full of cheese and you're like, well, if I took out the cheese, this whole thing is done. You know what I mean? So if you can find a healthy swap, make the healthy swap. Am I making sense? I hope I'm making sense. Omit the things that you absolutely can't eat. And if you feel like it's still a good recipe, then continue on with it. Does that make sense? So in this, the onion topping, obviously it has an onion topping and I don't eat onions, but it says avocado oil, onions, almond flour, and sea salt. So I'm like, okay, I'm not going to do an onion topping. I already know that because I don't eat onions, but hang with me, okay? So then I went to the creamy mushroom sauce, thick cut bacon. I can eat bacon because I can do the no sugar, no nitrates bacon. 8-ounce baby Bella mushrooms chopped. Now, as somebody who's eating on the low FODMAP SIBO diet, I cannot eat mushrooms themselves, but if you get mushrooms in a can, for whatever reason, the brine that it sits in, it removes the FODMAPs from the mushrooms. So I can eat, you know, a serving of this dish without causing bloating. So if you have SIBO gut issues, try finding mushrooms in a can. Make sure that there are no other ingredients in there except salt and water and mushrooms, okay? If you start seeing anything else, any other filler things, that's not a good mushroom for you. These are the mushrooms that I use and they work good in my body, but listen to your body always. And then it says 4 cloves garlic minced. Obviously, I'm taking that out. Full fat coconut milk. Perfect, that works well on our diet. Italian seasoning, great. Nutmeg, great. It says a tablespoon all-purpose flour or tapioca flour. I can't do all-purpose flour. I'm not even doing gluten-free all-purpose flour right now, just because it has so many different flours in it to make the right consistency. So I use tapioca flour, it's perfect. And salt, excellent. Fresh green beans, avocado oil, and sea salt. Okay, so for the most part, we're doing good. Let's just talk through this recipe, all right? This is the fun part. So as somebody who has SIBO gut issues, I can't eat garlic, but I can use garlic-infused olive oil. Now, if you have not tried garlic-infused olive oil, I highly recommend checking it out. It does add so much flavor, and in this particular recipe, instead of adding the 4 cloves of garlic to the creamy mushroom sauce, I cooked the bacon, and then when I pulled the bacon out, I put the mushrooms in the pan, I sauteed the mushrooms. I easily could have put a little bit of olive oil in the pan at that point with the mushrooms. That would have been totally fine. I just forgot about it until I had put the coconut milk in the pan. So I just took the garlic olive oil and drizzled a little bit of it in the pan to give it that garlic flavor, which is perfect. So then I finished cooking my sauce because now I've got all those ingredients in there. And then once the green beans were cooked and cooled, you're supposed to toss them with avocado oil and then sprinkle them with salt. Instead of using avocado oil, again, I'm gonna use my garlic infused olive oil. I probably used maybe a tablespoon. Use whatever works good for your body. Maybe you just add it to the green beans. Maybe you just add it into the cream of mushroom sauce. In this case, it did not bother my stomach to do a tablespoon on the green beans and then a tablespoon in the cream of mushroom sauce. So that's how I added the garlic flavor back into this recipe, okay? And then for the onion taste, okay, so I can't have the cooked caramelized onions. And if you're new to low FODMAP SIBO, giving up onions and garlic is really hard. But as soon as I did it, I felt so much better that I don't even care. You know what I mean? Like, it's not worth it to me. So to add the onion flavor into it, you can have the green part of a green onion. So I chop up probably a half a cup or a quarter of a cup of green onions, and I just sprinkled them in the recipe. Like, because you're gonna cook it, so you're gonna put your green beans in with a little bit of salt, and then I believe I put the cream of mushroom sauce on and then sprinkled the green onions on, and then I just mixed it all together to make that onion flavor in the recipe, okay? And I do this a lot. Like, anytime there's a recipe that calls for onion, instead of using onion, I'll substitute for green onion. Now, you cannot caramelize green onions. It's just something that you're gonna add to the recipe to give it that onion flavor. Okay, so then for the topping, instead of doing the caramelized onions on top, I still really wanted something fun and crunchy on top. They already have you sprinkling the cut up cooked bacon on top, which gives it a little bit of a crunch. I personally added slivered almonds. It's amazing. It gives a beautiful crunch. And then I chose to do a little tiny pinch, or maybe 2 little pinches of almond flour on the top, just to kind of give it a little bit of crunchy crispness on the top. And it turned out perfect, you guys. It is so good. It's so delicious. I absolutely love it, okay? Some other ways that you guys can modify recipes is, for me personally, I know that my body can handle a little bit of honey and a little bit of 100% pure maple syrup. So when I'm baking and something calls for sugar, I will see, can I swap out for this instead? I'll also switch out like soy sauce for coconut aminos or liquid aminos. But I modify most of my recipes just to make them SIBO gut friendly, and or just in a way that we all enjoy to eat, and we like to eat clean and healthy. And so if it's got a lot of processed sugar in it, we'll use coconut sugar or honey or pure maple syrup, taking out onions and garlic from everything. And then, oh, Doug made some Italian meatballs the other day. He was like, well, because I'm not currently eating oat flour, and so he was like, well, what else can I use? I'm like, use almond flour instead. So if there's another like flour that they're trying to get you to use, like say you can't eat oats, you can try swapping it out for coconut flour or almond flour. Try to find the swap. Does that make sense? So when you're looking at a recipe, it's like, okay, well, what in here can I not eat? Or what in this recipe makes me not feel good? And then just take it out and see, is there something else I can add back in? I feel like adding garlic olive oil, especially when you're like first cutting out garlic and onion, knowing the swap of the garlic infused olive oil and the green onions instead of using regular onions is life-changing, okay? Something else that we do all the time, any recipe that calls for pasta, I just can't eat pasta. I can't do gluten. I love pasta, don't get me wrong, but we always swap it out for either zucchini noodles, which we just make zoodles, but you can buy zucchini noodles, I feel like, from the grocery store, pretty much every grocery store at this point, and spaghetti squash. We have really been into spaghetti squash lately, and one of the SIBO recipes recently that we tried was this pan-cooked chicken with spaghetti squash noodles and a pesto. You guys, I actually should make that for you guys because it was the first pesto recipe that I've tried since going on low FODMAP back in 2020 that actually tastes good. I tried making an avocado one, so gross. This one actually tastes like pesto. The ingredients were garlic infused olive oil, game changer, green onions, lemon, and basil. That was it. And it was delicious, you guys. Everybody loved it. I think the second time I put a little bit too much lemon in it, so it was really tangy, but I love it because I really love lemon. I used Meyer lemon the first time and it was delicious. So if you guys have a particular recipe that you guys know and you love and that you're having trouble or you're struggling with modifying it to make it work good for your body right now, maybe something in it is causing your body to be inflamed, share the recipe with us down below. I would love to modify it for you and make it for you on the channel. And then you guys can tell me, like, did it taste as good as you hoped it would? That would be really fun. So if you guys have a recipe that you guys need help modifying, I would love to help you guys do that. Let me know in the comments down below. I'm sorry this video was not the video that I was trying to get up. I do have more videos planned for you guys in the rest of December. I'm gonna take a short break just because my body is very tired and I've been uploading every other day since Thanksgiving. You guys, that's a lot for me. I have absolutely loved this. I hope you guys have too. I just uploaded, if you guys haven't seen it yet, go check out the holiday gift guide for chronic illness. It is so good. Whether you need the things for yourself, I did shoe recommendations in there for all my girlies who need some shoe recommendations to keep your back, knees, body just feeling really good and supported. Go check that out and stay tuned because I've got some fun end of the year content coming for you guys. Thank you guys so much for being here. I'm sorry this was not the video you guys were supposed to see. Alas, I feel like I'm very proud of myself for allowing myself to be ill. You know, it's been a lot going on and it's Christmas time and I am tired. My body is tired. And, you know, I say to everyone, be kind to yourself, do what is best for you and slow down when you need to, take a break when you need to. And that's what I needed today. So I thank you for your kindness and understanding. Thank you guys for being here. I love you guys so much and I will see you guys next week in my next video. I love you. Bye.
Jingle bells ringing in my ear. Jingle bell, a sound that's oh so dear. Frosty the snowman is all around town. Watch out for reindeers that fall